Shafiz and audience. I am Amanina. Today our group will present about risk assessment on the impact of coronavirus disease 2019 to university. Basically, the identification of risks that may have a negative impact on a person, institution, or business is referred to as risk assessment. This assessment assists in identifying risks and providing measures, processes, and control to mitigate their impact on business operation.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Impacts COVID-19 to university. The first one, the COVID-19 pandemic forced universities around the world to shut down their campuses indefinitely. The second one, students stranded. While COVID-19 foreign students unable to return to their home country because every country have restricted in and out country traveling. The third one, no immediate solution on stopping the spread of COVID-19.
My name is MOHAMAD IZHHARUDDIN bin RAZAK, and now I will be presenting about existing risks that has potential to cause harm to university due to COVID-19. The first one is financial problem. Due to COVID-19, some of the students' family are faced with financial problem due to their parents losing their jobs or lose their life due to COVID-19. Therefore, some students have to do side jobs after their class hour or start doing business in order to gain income. Some of them also quit their studies in order to find a job that can give them the money so that they can support and ease the burden of their family. Next is the way to reduce the risk, which is by using the risk management technique, which is using risk control, where the university should apply is loss reduction. As a way to help the university students, universities such as UITM can give zakat or collect a fund and give the money to students that are having financial problem. Next, they can also disseminate to students about available scholarship that is being offered to them. In addition, during the pandemic, the government provides one-off financial aid to the people that are economically and financially affected due to COVID-19.
Next, we go to mental health issue. The COVID-19 pandemic has brought into focus the mental health of various affected populations. Many students feel increased stress levels and anxiety and depressive symptoms as a result of change delivery and uncertainty of university education, technological concerns of online courses, being far from home, social isolation, future employment, concerns on physical movement and social activities due to quarantine, sudden and radical lifestyle changes. These impacts have been observed in universities across the world. Mental health issues mostly are the leading impediment to academic success. Other than that, mental illness can affect students' motivations, concentration, and social interactions, crucial factors for students to succeed in higher education. Out of 195 participants that were recruited from the student population of a large university system in Texas, United States, 138 of them indicated that their stress and anxiety had increased due to COVID-19 pandemic, whereas 39 indicated it remained the same and 18 of them mentioned that the stress and anxiety had actually decreased. Now we move to ways to eliminate the risk. The appropriate ways to eliminate the risk is based on the alternative risk management techniques. Then, they must seeking help towards mental health issue from mental health center. Other than that, lecturer and parents must take part of the issue. They must help from the emotional issue and help from giving time for students to relax their mind and body. Do not stress out the student by giving too much work without concern about what they feel.
The next existing risk is about education. Education has changed dramatically as a result of COVID-19 with the distinct rise of e-learning, in which teaching is done remotely and on digital platform. In other words, lecturer cannot teach their student by having a physical class. Moreover, some students struggle to participate in digital learning because they do not have consistent internet access of technology. Therefore, it is hard for students to understand the learning. In order to eliminate this risk, university must apply risk management methods and risk management programs. Universities should apply loss prevention under loss control technique, which the main objective is to reduce the frequencies of losses. With that, university can plan online education strategy that are efficient for both lecturer and student, such as implementing flexible learning and providing learning videos. Besides, university also can help students who face problems with technology or internet access by providing free internet and devices.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is MOHAMAD bin ROSLI. I will tell you another risk, that is absenteeism. Due to COVID-19, students have a big problem, that is absenteeism. While classes are in sessions, students still do not come to their class because their parents are too afraid that their child will get the virus. Even though the class is online distance learning, students do not attend class because some of them have internet problems and some of them are on purpose skip class. This has potential for that students to decrease in grade on average and increase in emotional disturbance. Research consistently found that absence had negative effect on end-of-year test scores. For your information, there are several ways to prevent absenteeism among students. That is to create a more positive surrounding culture. One of the best ways to get in front of chronic absenteeism is to ensure that school is a place where students are excited to be, where students feel happy and safe physically and emotionally. They engage in their surrounding. This is not only leads to higher attendance, but higher academic achievement as well. Furthermore, communicate attendance expectation is the first step to boosting attendance is to clearly communicate class attendance expectation to students. Be sure to explain the importance of attendance and why being on time.
The lack of communication is the next existing risk. Throughout the pandemic, there was a distinct divide between lecturers and students. This is because the COVID-19 pandemic prohibited them from meeting face-to-face. Due to the nature of distance learning, lecturers and students are unable to get to know one another face-to-face and in greater depth. There is a lack of contact between lecturer and students as a result of this circumstance. This type of communication occurs only while the lecturer is teaching in class and when students wish to ask the lecturer questions. Because of the lack of communication, the relationship between students and lecturer is lack acquainted, which leads to uncomfortable situations. And last, students may struggle to meet expectation and meet assignment deadline to a lack of communications, causing them to lag behind. They may feel guilty, humiliated, or even inferior as a result of this. Poor learning spirit should be treated as soon as possible so that children can maintain a good learning life balance while studying effectively. There are several ways to improve the communication, which first students need to be proactive in the class and out of the class. Students who have problems but are afraid to inquire in class should be proactive because instructors in distance learning can tell if you are stuck or not. As a result, being proactive can assist you in becoming closer to the lecturer and you will be free of any problem as long as you speak with the lecturer on a regular basis. Students must also be open and honest with the lecturer. We all know that during a pandemic, we are all gloomy and we can't seem to concentrate on our work. Some students who are unable to manage with their stress may submit assignment late on the due date as a result of inadequate communication between lecturers and students. Students will get more worried as a result of their difficulty and they will be more become disoriented. If a student has a difficulty, please tell the lecturer because the lecturer is the greatest person to comprehend what the student is going through.
Hi, next I will present about evaluating potential risks associated with that hazard. Once a risk has been identified, it needs to be analyzed and the scope of the risk must be determined. It is also important to understand the link between the risk and different factors within the institutions. To determine the seriousness of the risk, it is necessary to see how many institutions function various effects, and we need to classify them based on the degree of risk. Example based on the table on the left, for operational risk in university due to COVID-19, as we can see on my side is table that has been classified in each group. For the first one is absenteeism as low severity and low frequency. It is called as risk retention, risks that occur very frequently and have only slight impact upon their occurrence. That is high frequency, low severity, called as loss prevention. Risks those may not occur and would be devastating upon their occurrence. Number 3 is low frequency but high severity, called a risk transfer. Risks that don't occur often but when they do, the consequences are profound. Lastly is high frequency and high severity. It is called as avoidance, risks that certain to occur and will likely be devastating upon